Welcome back to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we talk about the great things going on in Nacogdoches with the people that are making it happen. I'm Kelly Augustine with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. I have a wonderful guest with me today, Mr. Egalius Mills. We say Ike.
Yes.
And he is the executive director with the International Farmers and Ranchers. Well, welcome to the show, Ike.
Thank you, Ms. Daniels. I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to be a part of Nacogdoches. The making of this is incredible with all the things that's going on in my hometown.
Hey, we're a great place to be. And I'm glad your organization's a part of it because ag is a huge part of the state of Texas and certainly our East Texas region.
Yes.
And I love what you have been doing with the farmers and ranchers specifically. And that's where I'd like for us to start. Maybe you could give us some background on the organization and the purpose and mission and what you guys are doing.
Sure. Well, obviously, growing up on the farm, picking cotton, I'm a third generation farmer and one of 10 kids. And so we ate, slept, and did the whole thing with on the farm. And so it's just natural that for us to actually start an organization, have an organization to be able to help continue that process, not just with us, but also for other people as well. Other farmers and ranchers that may or may not have the wherewithal or know where to get information from, which is why it was instrumental in us starting this organization, International Farmers and Ranchers, because our focus is really to help other farmers and ranchers, provide them information that they wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to get. And the summit just lays the groundwork and the platform for USDA agencies to come in and provide their information for the landowners. So it's been a great opportunity.
That's neat. And when you say the summit, you're referring to one great event that you hold annually, correct?
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit more about the summit.
Well, the summit is, and that's the only one that we know of in the area, probably in the state of Texas as it relates to farming and ranching. We basically go through and provide this information, a platform, and this summit basically focuses on that. And we actually bring in even tractors and things for people to look at, to get hands-on that this is real. But the most important thing is the summit itself lends itself to helping others get information, like I said, that they wouldn't otherwise actually have. And the summit is actually going to be June the 10th through the 12th. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so we're excited about that opportunity. It's a little bit different because we're going to have a component that we haven't had before, that's dealing with health and nutrition. We know that's a big issue in the farming and ranching community. So we thought it would be critical for us to really provide some information pertaining to that.
Well, thank you for placing it in this town. We appreciate it because you actually draw people from outside of our boundaries. It's not just for our county folks and people that know you personally, but I have two-part question here. Who do you target to speak at the summit, and then who do you invite to come so they can hear the speakers and get the information?
Well, we actually target a lot of the agencies, their leaders, the directors, because we thought it would be important for us to make sure that we get the people at the top to be able to come in and provide up-to-date information. Not saying that it won't happen on the local level, but we think people at the state level, that's where all the policies are made. That's where the information comes from. So we pride ourselves on getting our information directly from Washington, D.C. So we don't wait for it to go to other agencies. We get it directly to us, and we are able to get that out to the actual people. But, we're looking at also elected officials that's in the area. So we want to have them as speakers as well. But the target audience is actually people from not only Nacogdoches County, but also in other parts of the state and also other states. Yes. And so we have people coming from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. And one of the key things is that, which is why we was excited about going into the international arena, is that we're now looking and partnering with other countries from an international standpoint. So we're excited about being able to focus and bring this all into my hometown of Nacogdoches.
That's impressive. That is great. And we can't wait to welcome them.
Thank you.
That's going to be neat. I was just curious when you mentioned, that you're providing information, resources that farmers and ranchers,
Yes.
others in agriculture may not be aware of. Are there some examples you can give for that?
Yes. When we talk about really trying to have a instance where you have a lot of the elderly people are passing on, they're giving it to their heirs down to their children. And so what we're trying to do is make sure they get the information to where, and they don't have a clue for the most part, because most of them are moving in from the large cities. So they just know that they have this property. So our whole focus is to really try to help them and maneuver through the bureaucracy of a lot of this to get things done, to actually be able to make their land productive. And I think that's a key part. And we've continues to get a lot of calls pertaining to when is the summit? When are we going to have another meeting so that way we can get more information? So information is critical in this process, just like anything else.
I can't imagine what it's like because you're attracting people all with the same interests, same challenges, looking for the answers, what it's like to get them in the same room so they can all start talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And our actual summit this year is going to be focusing on our theme, remembering our past, sustaining, and planning for the future. And the key part about this is which is important for us, is that we've got to try to bring something to where the youth is involved. And that's what our focus is also, is really trying to pass this on to the youth, because it's not about us. We got to leave a legacy for them to be able to pick up and also do the same thing. They need to know where cucumbers are grown, how it's grown, strawberries. They need to know all of that, because you just don't go to the store, to get it. I mean, you need to learn how it's grown.
Yeah, I agree. Even how our clothing is made.
Yes.
All kinds of different examples we could give other than going to the store and buying it.
Right.
Right. Well, you mentioned your background, grew up in the farming business before you knew it was a business, probably.
Yes.
Give us some examples of what you remember, the good times, the memorable times, the times you'd like to share, you look back and laugh on.
Well, I may have mentioned to you that, I was playing basketball. I was a basketball player. And that's how I actually went through college to get my degree and everything. And so one of the things I always remember is that in the cotton field, I was like looking at rows that was almost a mile long. It was like, if I can ever get out of this cotton field, it would be great. And lo and behold, that's one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I'll never forget, as an example, why you really can't put a lot of focus on materialistic things. One of the things that happened to me that I'll never, ever forget, and I'm going to talk about that in my book that I'm writing too, about basketball and art. I'm an artist as well. Is that when I was in middle school, I won the most valuable player in a game and didn't even play in the game.
And how did that come about?
Well, because I guess all the things that I'd done prior to that. But
Yeah.
It was because my dad had said, okay, you got a game, but we have cotton to pick. And that was our only way of survival. Mm-hmm. So obviously that took precedence over what I had to do. So it changed my focus in terms of that, because then it tells me that for the most part, you can't put a lot of emphasis on materialistic things.
I agree. That's a great point. What would you say is one of the best things that Nacogdoches has that you're ready to share whenever these folks come in and visit?
Well, I'd like to share, number one, how it's a place that care about each other. and treat each other as human beings. And it's not always been that way throughout the whole country for the most part, but things are getting better. And so I think it's a testament to how people are being treated and how they treat each other here, that hospitality, Southern hospitality, that's contagious. And so when people come here, and it's called the oldest town in Texas, and man, I tell you, being a part of that, looking back in terms of my roots and where I came from, it's no amount of money that you can place on that. And that's why I always tell people, come to Nacogdoches. And they say, oh, you mean Nacogdoches? No. I said, no, that's two Indian brothers. Yeah, so this is Nacogdoches. This is where the sweet pines and the fresh air fill your lungs. It's great.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad and waiting to welcome all the folks. Thank you for working in the International Farmers and Ranchers. I know you have a website, so if someone wanted to go get more information about the organization, the summit, where do they go?
Go to internationalfarmersandranchers.org. And that'll give you all the information there. And if you have a problem getting that information, call me 936-205-7708.
Thank you, Ike. I appreciate this time you shared with us.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you, Nacogdoches.
Well, that's a great way to end this segment. And we will see you again soon on We Are Nacogdoches.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Media and Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.